Welcome along and welcome back to Spruce Mountain Farms. Today we are heading, we're heading out to our grass field here. We're going to get the bales all collected up that we baled last time. Our grass has started regrowing. Of course, it's going to regrow a little bit slower, but that's all right because it's going to be going over the winter. And yeah, we need to get these collected up. Now, originally, my plan was going to be to get started on the harvest today. We wanted to get the cotton harvest out of the way so that we could then get on to the corn. However, we have a little bit of a problem with that. In that, neither of our fields are actually ready to harvest. If we have a look at this here, you can see that these are fairly close to being ready to harvest, but aren't actually ready to harvest. However, this might not be a problem, and I think what we can do is switch things around a little bit. So my plan is that we're going to get these bales collected up, and once we've done that, we're going to go and see if we can do some green chuffing or some green forage harvesting of the corn. So switch things around. Whereas we were going to do the cotton before, we're actually going to do the corn today and see if we can do that. If that's successful, that's going to save us, because there is no way that we are going to be able to get all of the corn, the forage harvesting of the corn done and the harvesting of the cotton done next month. So yeah, we're going to give that a go once we've got these collected up. There were only 5 bales on the field, so it hasn't taken us very long to clear things out. Just want to grab the last one here and then go and put that into our shed. Now, I had initially panicked when I came in and saw that none of our crops were ready to harvest. Everything has to be harvested by the end of November or it is going to wither. And yeah, if we hadn't, if we're unable to spend 2 days on one crop now and then 2 days on the other crop in November, we're never going to get it in. Thankfully, I then remembered that you can do the green forage harvesting. So we're going to go and hook up our forage harvester and probably our bigger tractor now, because we've got the other John Deere, we've got the other 6M with the drop nose, which is funny because of course we've got everything attached to the front of this. This is actually going to go in this corner, but at the moment we've still got the soil sampler stuck in there. So I think we'll use the 6155 rather than the 6120. It's really interesting. These fields, these tractors are the same model, but this is the larger frame one, and that's the smaller frame one with the drop nose on. Which is, yeah, quite a thing to see those two together. I'm quite liking the idea of going a little more John Deere on here. We already are fairly well. We're not going to be doing that with the cotton harvester. The advantages to the case cotton harvester are actually bigger than having the John Deere and just having that green on here. So I'm not looking to do that. But otherwise, yeah, I like the idea of having... We might do John Deere tractors and case harvesting equipment if we can. We've got the John Deere forage harvester, of course. But is this going to work? It's going to be an interesting one, I think. So we'll grab this and leave it here. And then I want to jump in my John Deere forage harvester here, and the head is over there. So we'll get that on and connect it up. This, of course, is leased. We haven't been able to buy this. It's got 1.4 hours on it, so we are going to lose a load of money during this to renting this. Now, can I... Yep, connect all of that up. Hopefully that will unfold it. We do, of course, also have some wheat sitting in the corner. I think that's wheat. Left over from the harvest we did earlier in the year. So there's that too. Right, let's unfold our auger, or our pipe, I should say, and then we want to unfold the front as well. And then, yeah, I want to position this trailer in such a place that the first little bit into the field is covered by the trailer. Because what we're then going to do is set course play going with this. So start it up and start it up. Drop our header down and a little bit into the field so that everything lines up. And yeah, it's emptying in very nicely, and to there. Right, bring up course play and click on no course. So I'm going to give it 4 headlands to give us a good amount of space to turn around. I'm going to go sharp in the corners. I think that is probably the better way to do it. Field center, we ideally want... Yeah, I'm going to set it to racetrack. No, I'm not. I'm actually going to set it to lands. And we'll do 6 rows per land. And that should do us fairly well. Let's generate that course, which is over here. Close that. And yeah, it's quite a lot that we've got to do. So it is harvesting it green, which is great. And we can just keep going round and hopefully get a good amount of here. So first waypoint, and away you go. We'll jump in the tractor and we'll try and stick as close to our harvester as we can, and make sure that we get... Oh, do you know what? I think we want to try and be behind, because otherwise we're going to be hitting that pipe on those trees, and that is something we absolutely want to avoid doing. The sharp turn in the corners is actually working really, really well. We're just trying to keep a little bit clear of the harvester, but close enough that it's able to keep unloading as we go. But yeah, look at this. It's missing a lot less. And admittedly, I did just ride over that single stem there that got left behind. But leaving a single stem behind is a lot less than it would leave behind if we were doing this the other way and had it turning in the corner. It always misses more doing it the other way. It also gives me ample space to turn in these corners and make sure that I'm not catching any of the stuff in the middle of the field. I'm actually quite impressed with this. This is working a lot smoother than I'd expected, which is great, because at the beginning today, it looked to be really, really bad, the situation. Looked like we weren't going to get everything harvested, and looked like we were going to be in some real trouble. We are now harvesting this. We're harvesting it green, which is first time I've ever done that in FarmSim, which is fantastic. So doing something new, and I am also managing to keep everything inside the field as well. We are 100% full. So what we're going to do is come off the field, and we'll go tip this into our store, and we can then get this started on fermenting it down into silage. I'm very pleased to put this tractor on here. Our other little John Deere would not have been able to handle this. So let's tip this out, and yeah, that is going well. We are about just over halfway around the field for our first trailer full. Means we're going to get a lot off here. I hope we have enough space for everything. I think we do. We'll have to see though. I don't know if we can add more silos for this, but certainly this is doing well at the moment. Well, it did well for us last year, and hopefully we're going to be able to build the BGA this year and make even more of it this year. First headland is nearly clear, and it looks like we made it just under 2/3 of the way around the field before we got a full tank a minute ago. Or a full trailer, because our trailer is 60% full, having turned. Make sure that we're now nicely beside our harvester. Let's go do that, is it? Okay. Yeah. Keep out of its way and head on to... Oh, no. Where are you going? Oh, because it's doing that weird thing of cutting slightly around the corner before it then cuts in because of where we started everything off. Not a huge problem. And, yeah, should be fine as it moves across the field. And now we can just sidle up beside the harvester and make sure that we keep in a good position for it to empty out. We're going to be coming up to being charged for a second hour of having had this harvester soon. So our money is going to take a big drop when that happens. Not the end of the world, not a huge problem, because I think this silage is going to make a lot more money than we're ever going to spend on this forage harvester. I think it's going to make a killing this year for us, which is great. But it's just keeping up beside it and making sure that we're good. We have dropped off another trailer full of chaff into our fermenter, so this is going to be our third load off here, off of 2 headlands. I'm not sure if we're actually going to get another full load off this headland. If we don't, then maybe we'll get another 2 loads off all of the headlands in total after this. If we do, we could possibly get 3. At the moment, though, we are only up to 64% full, and yeah, we're running out of headland. So we've made it about halfway down the side of the field here, starting our 3rd headland, and yeah, that's the point at which we're full. Just trying to turn this around because we're only on the 3rd headland, so our turning space isn't huge, but we can do it. That does mean we're only likely to get maybe another 2 loads off here, maybe 3 at a push. I think we got 3 off the first 2 headlands in a bit. I think it's going to be close to, I think it's going to be about 2.5, looking at this, if we're lucky, off the remaining headlands. I'm intrigued by the yield map that we've got over here, and yeah, looks like taking it slightly early, we're getting 125s, 120s in the loamy areas of the field. Yeah, so yeah, it's not having any effect on our overall yield. We are coming up to, do you know what? I think we're going to end up with a single trailer full of the remains of the 3rd headland here. And that means that, yeah, it's not going to be 2.5. I think it might actually be lucky to be 2, judging by this. We are up to 75%. We've gone 3/4 of the way around the field. Yeah, I think we're going to be lucky to get two full trailers off this before we start cutting into the field, which is really intriguing. And wherever we are at the end of the 4th headland, I am going to have to go and tip that trailer, because the last thing I want to do is get stuck in the middle of a cut-in behind our forage harvester and then have to reverse all the way back out of it. One thing I do want to check while this is emptying here is, have we got this all turned on? Yes, looks like we got chaff silage. Oh, wow, we can do hay silage off here as well. But chaff silage, yeah, we've got 162,000 litres of chaff in here at the moment. I think we're going to be in a position where we might run out of space. And in fact, as we're looking at that, the rain is starting to come down. I don't think that's a huge problem. This is not a crop that's affected by the rain. So I think we should be all right continuing to harvest this. In fact, yeah, Cosplay is not saying there's an issue with continuing to harvest. So what we'll do is we'll spin this round. We'll keep going in the rain. I think both of our crops, both this and the cotton, are unaffected by being harvested in the rain, which is quite useful because both are October, November harvests when sunshine is not guaranteed. There we go. The leasing costs. Actually, that's a really cheap leasing cost. That must be for the header. Just gonna jump out of this and check this. Yeah, 1.9. We are about to hit the big leasing cost. I think that's for the header. I think the harvester is about to hit us with a massive leasing cost for its second hour, which isn't the end of the world. We are fully expecting this. What worries me is, are we going to have enough money to get the cotton harvester? How much is the cotton harvester going to cost us to lease? Let's have a look in here. Cotton technology. That is going to cost 24,000 to lease. So as long as we've got 24,000 in the bank, we're going to be okay. I think before this ticks over, I'm going to lease the harvester, the cotton harvester. Right. So wheel setup standard, Michelin's, yes to the GPS, lease that. Yes, 25,500. That way, it's going to cost us to have it kicking around for a couple of days, but it means I won't have to sell anything when this goes over the first hour. Although, I think this might be a big problem now. Yeah, that was a very foolish move because I now have no means by which I can get the hired workers working. Oh no. I've been reckless and foolish and swift to do something I shouldn't have done. We are gonna have to sell 12,000's worth of this to keep me going, because otherwise the hired worker isn't going to keep working, and that's not good. So yeah, this may come crashing down doing that and costing me a whole load of money that I didn't really want it to cost me, because I thought, oh, if I go into the negatives I'll be fine. 6,300. That's, oh, something's just cost me 6,000. Is that my harvester going over the limit? That might be. Let's back this up. Or is that something else? There we go. We're 100%. Where's this harvester? It's gone over the 2 hours and we still have 6,000 left. That's amazing. I was expecting that to cost so much more than that. I think that we may have dodged a bullet, and I couldn't be happier. Coming to the end of the final headland, I think we've done enough to keep our harvester away from the trees at the edge. And yeah, it's going to come... Well, it's going to want to cut in a little bit before it heads down the other end. We're only 25% full, which is great, because that means I can do the cut-in. It is also 4:30, and I'm quite pleased with where we are. So, yeah, we may end up taking this to a third day, which isn't that bad. We'll then have to have the cotton harvester going separately, probably with Courseplay or something like that. But that isn't such a problem, simply because the cotton harvester, I think we're empty, yeah. The cotton harvester can just go and work on its own and drop stuff off in the field, which is great. The thing that takes all the manual work on here is our forage harvester, because we need to escort it with a tractor and trailer all the time in order to keep it working. And yeah, we have got the headlands out, which is brilliant. That means we're going to be able to get into the main body of the field. We've got a few of these lands to cut. We're doing six row lands, and that means that we have to follow the harvester when it cuts in, which isn't a problem. You can see it's going straight over the top and into the back. And once we get another trailer, I think that's probably where we'll call it a day on Spruce Mountain, because we've hit a big chunk of this field, and we've got the rest of this field and field 5B to do next time, and I think we'll hit most of that out in the time we've got. And our harvester, it appears, is out of fuel. So yeah, I was hoping we were going to get another trailer up here today, but that doesn't look like that's going to happen. So what I'm going to do is going to take this back to the yard. We'll get this refueled, and then we will continue this next time. Slightly annoying, but yeah, needs must. So we're going to go and get this refueled, and we'll let the rain finish off, and then we'll pick this up again next time. For now, though, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.